Right now at noon, Vice President Mike Pence is in Wisconsin campaigning for President Donald Trump. We'll have the latest from his stop in Janesville. And spring break for UW-Madison students may be in jeopardy. We'll tell you why.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for joining us. Hope you all had a good weekend. We are just 50 days away from the election, and vice president and presidential candidates are continuing to fight for votes in Wisconsin. Vice President Mike Pence is in Janesville for the Make America Great Again rally. During his speech, Pence praised President Donald Trump's action when it comes to the coronavirus. Pence says that President Trump acted quickly to help businesses and families struggling during the pandemic.
After losing 22 million jobs at the height of this pandemic, we've seen 10.6 million Americans already go back to work, including 200,000 people right here in Wisconsin.
Meanwhile, Democratic Congressman Mark Pocan says that the Trump administration has failed Wisconsinites.
We can tell that the impact on COVID-19 is still very clear. We're not even getting close to getting back to normal. And yet that's what we're being told by the Trump administration as Mike Pence comes one more time to glad hand and smile in front of cameras in Wisconsin.
We'll have more on Vice President Pence's visit to Wisconsin later on News 3 Now at 4, 5, and 6. Finally, a warmer and sunny day. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Freese has a look at your first warn forecast. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, things are certainly warmer out there, Mark, and we have been drier as we have gone through today, but the skies have still been gray. We'll touch on that a little bit more as we go throughout the show. 72, though, our temperature in Janesville right now. Mineral Point and Platteville both coming in at 70. We in Madison are sitting right at 65 degrees. Sunshine is overhead, but smoke is still creating a little bit of a gray sky. Winds are out of the south and east at 6, but thankfully we're not expecting anything in the way of rain. We're going to be remaining quiet, and as we go through the rest of this afternoon, look for temperatures warming up into the low 70s or perhaps mid 70s for just about everyone here throughout south central Wisconsin. We're going to talk more about the smoke, where it's coming from, how long it'll be sticking around, coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes.
It's always something, isn't it? All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. UW-Madison's Faculty Senate will vote on a proposal today that would effectively cancel spring break in 2021. Under the proposal, the 2021 spring semester would begin a week later than currently scheduled. Instead of a spring break from Saturday, March 27th to Sunday, April 4th, there would instead be no classes on March 27th, April 2nd, and April 3rd. The changes are being proposed due to concerns that a typical spring break would see students travel far distances only to bring another outbreak of COVID-19 back to campus when they come back. The proposed changes would only be for 2021. UW's Faculty Senate is scheduled to meet at 3:30 this afternoon. Big Ten Conference presidents and chancellors are expected to vote today if its football teams can play a shortened season. The conference announced on August 11th it would postpone all fall sports, but heat from players, fans, and even President Trump forced the Big Ten to reconsider. If the conference does decide to play, teams wouldn't hit the field until October 17th at the earliest, which is several weeks later than the other conferences, and Big Ten football teams would only be able to squeeze in 8 games each. Teams in the other major conferences are playing at least 10 games each. According to a New York Times survey of more than 1,600 schools, colleges, and universities, they recorded more than 36,000 coronavirus cases in just the last week. There are encouraging signs on the vaccine front, though. The vaccine developed by the University of Oxford and AstraZeneca will resume clinical trials in at least 2 countries. This comes just days after they were put on hold. Raging wildfires in California, Oregon, and Washington state are burning out of control. At least 35 people have died. Officials describe the conditions as apocalyptic. Thick smoke is creating some of the world's worst air quality levels in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Portland, spreading unhealthy air conditions from Canada to Southern California.
I've lived in Pasadena for almost 40 years now, and this is the worst that I've seen.
In California alone, more than 4,000 homes have been destroyed in just a matter of weeks. National Hurricane Center says Sally has rapidly strengthened into a hurricane, sustained top winds of about 85 miles an hour. Sally is expected to make landfall tomorrow morning near New Orleans as a potentially Category 2 hurricane. Meanwhile, forecasters say Tropical Storm Teddy has formed in the Atlantic Ocean. Teddy is the 4th active named storm in the Atlantic Basin, but poses no threat to land. So what's the coolest thing made in Wisconsin? Well, you get to help decide what it is. Right now, you can vote for what you think the coolest thing made in Wisconsin is. Some of the things include cheese heads made in Sheboygan, face masks also made in Sheboygan, hometown brats made in Milwaukee, and Gouda cheese made in Thorpe. There are over 140 options to vote for. The first round of voting is underway right now. You can cast your vote by heading to madeinwis.com. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It's back to school week here in the Test Kitchen. So join us as we teach you how to make the grade.
The time is right to do something nice for your home. Why not replace your gutters with LeafGuard, the only gutter system that has earned the Good Housekeeping seal of approval? Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. LeafGuard's patented one-piece seamless design keeps leaves and debris out, which means no more clogs, guaranteed. LeafGuard carries a lifetime warranty, so your home's foundation will be protected forever, and our customers couldn't be happier.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
And right now, save big on your new LeafGuard brand gutter system and get some incredible extras. Order now and save 75% on installation labor, get free financing for a year, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call to set up your free estimate today.
What if I told you that hiring Bowler & Vaughn after an injury is free, and we don't get paid unless you do?
Really? Is that true?
It is true. Your first call is free, and we don't get paid until you do.
Seriously injured? Call Bowler & Vaughn.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We're looking for 50 homeowners to participate in our home evaluation program. Now remember, zip code and location are important. We're going to put a good neighbor sign in your yard, curb appeal counts, and if you call in now, you'll get special savings on the Eco Sky windows. We want to prove to every homeowner we can give your home an energy upgrade before winter. Beautiful windows, custom made, bay, bow, double hung, and slider. And we've been in the #1 spot as the top-rated remodeler here in Wisconsin for the last 8 years. And now you can be one of 50 homeowners to get special savings on new windows from Mad City Windows. 75% off labor, 60 months, 0 interest. And we're going to compensate you for your time. A $100 Walmart gift card with purchase and a $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
It's back to school week here in the Test Kitchen. According to the American Dietetic Association, students who eat breakfast have better memory, improved problem-solving skills, and are more creative. So I thought we should start the week with a tasty breakfast that's easy to make and easy to take, so there's no excuse to skip breakfast, whether you're going to school or not. We begin by scrambling a few eggs along with a bit of water and some salt and pepper. Once it sets up, we take it off the heat. While that cools, we unroll a can of refrigerated crescent roll dough and separate into 4 rectangles, making sure to pinch the diagonal seams together. A slice of ham goes on top, and we spoon the scrambled eggs over that. Then we sprinkle on a little cheese and fold the dough over the filling, pinching the edges. We can either bake these now or wrap them and pop them in the freezer. That way they're ready when we are. When these come out of the oven with their buttery flaky crust and the cheesy hot filling, breakfast is ready. And for those of you who need to eat on the run, you'll love how portable these are. To get the recipe for what we call on-the-go breakfast pockets, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an A+ way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Howard, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon. A sunny start to the work week, but there is some haze out there. Meteorologist Chris Reese has what's in store for the rest of the week ahead in your first warn forecast.
You know, we have thousands of satisfied customers here at Mad City Windows. We put a great window in your home, the Eco Sky windows with Sky Mirror technology. Our customers can really tell the difference.
The quality of the window and the product is amazing.
You know, who can complain when you get what you pay for?
You're going to like the way we treat you, and right now we're looking for 50 homeowners to participate in our home evaluation program. And you're going to save a lot of money on new windows from Mad City Windows. 75% off labor for starters, 60 months, 0 interest. And if you call in now, we're going to compensate you for your time, a $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. And if you call today, we have a nice gift for you, $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Now remember, zip code and location are important. Call to be one of those 50 homeowners. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. Call Mad City Windows right now.
If I'm your president, on day one, we'll implement the national strategy I've been laying out since March. We'll develop and deploy rapid tests with results available immediately. We'll make the medical supplies and protective equipment that our country needs. We'll make them here in America. We'll have a national mandate to wear masks, not as a burden, but as a patriotic duty to protect one another. In short, we'll do what we should have done from the very beginning. Our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect America. And my fellow Americans, that is unforgivable. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America. I will defend us from every attack, seen and unseen, always, without exception, every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Tuesday morning, we're continuing to follow how UW-Madison is handling the COVID-19 outbreak on campus.
And that outbreak may have more kids moving back home. We'll tell you why more young people are living with their parents than ever before.
We'll see you tomorrow. Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news, all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 377 points. The NASDAQ up 209. The S&P 500 up 53. Farm Director Pam Bianchi is here now with today's Ag News.
Well, I've got some really cool news. New research out. For the first time in 20 years, American consumers have put agriculture and farming #1 on their most trusted industries list. Gallup poll released the information. They say in 20 years' time, agriculture's always been kind of in the top 5, but this is the first time that they've seen agriculture and farming top the list. Now, you can understand COVID-19 suddenly has gotten a lot of people more connected with where their food comes from, how it's produced, how it gets to them, how quickly it can go away. Gallup poll says that they saw an 11% increase in the positive ratings for farming and agriculture, putting it #1 on the list, with 69% believing that it is a trusted, positive industry. Kind of on the losing side of that Gallup poll information for 2020, sports. That saw about a 15% decline in the confidence level for consumers, putting it near the bottom of the list as far as imaging of the industry. So really happy to be able to report that agriculture and farming on the top of the list. Wisconsin is nearing the top of the list when it comes to overall corn and soybean production. Friday, we talked about the World Ag Supply Demand Report. Well, on a state-by-state basis, Wisconsin now looking at about a 54 bushel to the acre average yield for soybeans. means if we realize all the acres that we've got planted out there, that would mean that we are going to see a record high soybean crop here in the state of Wisconsin. Corn yields on Friday for the state of Wisconsin basically remained nearly unchanged, up just a bushel compared to the August forecast. So kind of got to wait and see how this weather treats us, that's for sure. You need more food news anytime? Well, come on over, MidwestFarmReport.com, or please like us on Facebook. Look for Fabulous Farm Babe there. All right, I'll catch up with you again tomorrow morning with all the food news you can handle. Have a great day.
All right, Pam, thank you. Here's Chris now with the forecast. Sunny but gray, huh?
Yeah, that's one of the three things we certainly need to know. I want to hit you with the good news first. That's what we're expecting, dry weather all week. In addition to that, temperatures are going to be warming up, at least initially, before we see a cool down later on. And you said it, Mark, sunshine but gray. We're starting with that. This is a look from our Edgewater Sky Camera. Blue skies, or gray skies rather, but you're not seeing much in the way of cloud cover on this shot. Now here is our WISC TV camera. You can see a little bit of blue if you look up towards the top corner there. Then this is the camera that I think really does it justice. This is the Platteville camera. You can actually see what I like to call decorator clouds out there, but what would normally be blue is still gray. We've been talking about this. This is the wildfire smoke that's coming on in. Oddly enough, we actually have high pressure overhead. This is what would keep us dry with the blue sky, but of course, historic fires have been occurring across parts of the western part of the country. That's sending smoke our direction. It's being carried by the jet stream really throughout parts of southern Canada and the northern U.S. And the reality is, unless you're right where the fires are, southern Canada is getting some of the brunt of this carry-off smoke. But that's going to be moving our direction not just tomorrow, but as we go through the next several days going through the week. So here's our future track showing you just the smoke as we go through this afternoon. It'll actually get a little bit thicker than it is out there right now. Thinning out somewhat as we go through Tuesday, though, and then we'll watch another batch come in as we head into Wednesday that could be a little bit thicker than what's out there Tuesday. That being said, high-resolution Doppler is free of the showers of thunderstorms, and I expect it to stay this way for the next several days in a row, not until perhaps next week. Do we truly have a chance of some rain? Temperatures will be comfortable, and like I said, they're going to be warming up. We were in the 50s last week, 60s throughout the weekend. Low 70s are expected today. We'll cool down towards 54 tonight. Watch this. It's the upper 70s as we move into tomorrow. Some areas will have a shot at hitting 80 degrees. It just really depends on how thick that smoke is. The reality is that can help limit how fast we warm up just because it's taking away some of that direct sunlight that we would get on the ground. But ultimately, I'm expecting a warm day tomorrow. Then by Wednesday at lunchtime, we're already into the 70s. We have another chance to reach the upper 70s to low 80s moving into Wednesday as well. Something does happen on Wednesday, though. Pay attention to this wind direction changing out of the north and west. There is a cold front headed our direction into Wednesday, and this is where we begin to change up that temperature trend as we go throughout the week. Right now, we're under the influence of this warming pattern, but here's the cool coming out of Canada, and I'm stopping the clock here. Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock, and notice some of that cooler air that is on the move. The true core of that should stay towards our north and east, but nonetheless, we're going to be under the flow of a cooler air pattern as we begin to move into the end of next week. So here we are, 73, 77, 78. And then here we go, 66 on Thursday. Friday, we're at 62. And then we'll start to see those temperatures hovering in the upper 60s to right around 70. The reality is our average high now is 71. So we're talking temperatures a couple degrees below average at the end of our forecast period here. But for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, we're certainly above average when it comes to our afternoon high temperature. Still, though, an overall dry forecast. You can still get outside. It's still going to feel good. And despite the smoke in the air, it's not really hindering our air quality right now. So that's the good news. The smoke just creates a milky sky, something to look at.
So it's up there, it's not on the ground.
Yes, it is about 15 to 30,000 feet up.
Okay, that's far enough.
Yes.
All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here. She's answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In the race for a vaccine, the finish line is approaching. Safety protocols in place, and the greatest economy the world has ever seen coming back to life. But Joe Biden wants to change that.
I would shut it down.
Why would we ever let Biden kill countless American businesses, jobs, and our economic future when President Trump's great American comeback is now underway?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Remember, we're looking for 50 homeowners to participate in our home evaluation program. Those 50 homeowners are going to save a lot of money on the Eco Sky windows with Sky Mirror technology. You're going to be compensated for your time, and our windows have a 0.17 U factor, one of the lowest, if not the lowest, in the industry. Now remember, more than 50 homeowners will call in, but only 50 will qualify. Call Mad City Windows right now. Zip code and location are important. We're going to put a good neighbor sign in your yard, curb appeal counts, and you're going to get great windows in your home. We want to prove to each and every homeowner we can give you an energy upgrade. You're going to get 75% off labor, 60 months, zero interest, a $100 Walmart gift card as we compensate you for your time. Ask about virtual online estimates, and if you call now, $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Call 608-338-1616. That's 608-338-1616. MadCityWindows.com.
I was sworn into the United States Senate in a hospital. My wife and daughter had been killed in an automobile crash. And lying in the bed were my two little boys. I couldn't have imagined what it would have been like if I didn't have insurance that covered them immediately and fully. 40 years later, one of those little boys, my son Bo, was diagnosed with terminal cancer, given months to live. I can't fathom what would have happened if the insurance companies had the power to say, last few months you're on your own. The fact of the matter is, healthcare is personal to me. Obamacare is personal to me. When I see the President of the United States try to eliminate this healthcare in the middle of a public health crisis, that's personal to me too. We got to build on what we did because every American deserves affordable health care. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. It's a beautiful day.
It really is, despite
not raining.
Despite the smoke. Yes, it's nice not having rain, that's for sure. All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Chris in Dodgeville. Hi, Chris. What's your question?
Hi. I was wondering when I can start to trim back my peonies, my brown-eyed Susans, etc.
You can start trimming your perennials back now. A lot of people, though, will leave things like their echinacea, coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, some of their ornamental grasses up for the winter because there's a lot. They're a source of food for songbirds that are migrating and also ones that are wintering over. So you might want to keep those up a little bit longer. But peonies, phlox, that's the sort of late spring blooming stuff, especially if it's starting to look a little ragged, you can go ahead and take that back. Make sure that if you had disease this summer, that you get that out. Don't put it in your compost. Let the city pick it up. Their compost piles are big enough to heat up and to kill whatever's left over.
Wonderful. Okay. All right, thanks for the call. Let's go to Barbara now in Mineral Point. Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Hi, which question?
We're looking at our lilacs out here, and our hybrid lilacs, the leaves are all drying up, and they don't look like they're very good shape. We don't know if we should cut them down or wait until spring.
Well, Barbara, I would look at them closely. You should be able to see buds for next spring. If the tips of the branches are still flexible, even though the leaves are turning brown, it might just be a reaction to the droughty weather that we had. Also, lilacs tend to like good drainage, so it also might be an overwatering situation. But I would, if branches are flexible and you can see a little bit of green under there. If you flick the bark off with your thumbnail, then I would wait until next spring.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Tom in Madison. Hi, Tom. What's your question?
My question is also about lilacs.
Okay.
We have some very old bushes, and I noticed on Sunday that some of them had blossomed again. So I was just wondering what's up with that.
You know, I don't know. Sometimes that happens. It's usually we see it later where we'll get some really cold weather and then we'll get a stretch of warm weather around Thanksgiving, and then all sorts of things that are early spring bloomers will pop. Most of the older lilacs are a one-time bloomer, so I don't know why. I think you should just enjoy it. And then make sure, though, that you don't do any drastic pruning yet this season so that you don't cut off flower buds that are meant for next year.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Tom. Let's go to Diane in Mount Horeb. Hi, Diane.
Hello.
What's your question?
I have a Lime Ridge hydrangea that I just bought, and I've been placing it around the farm, trying to find full sun for it. Now, when it says full sun, does it need full sun all day, or can I have full sun from morning until about 1:30? Is that sufficient enough?
Well, I'm assuming that this is a panicled hydrangea. There's a whole series of lime, so it has cone-shaped flowers?
Yes.
Okay, so those can take full sun to part sun. So as long as it's going to get about 5 or 6 solid hours of sun, it will bloom just fine. So if you've got, it doesn't have to be, it could also be split. So if it's going to get full sun in the morning from when the sun comes up till about noon, that will be plenty of sun for it.
Okay. Let's go to Elizabeth in Madison. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. What's your question?
My question is, how far back can I prune my lilac tree for it to still come back next year?
So you don't want to prune it? Well, okay, let me go back. So you can prune lilacs back to, I've seen them as much as 25%.
Okay.
It takes them a long time to recover from that, though. The more drastically you prune it, the longer it's going to take before it's in any kind of position to bloom again.
Okay.
So is this on a standard? So it's a tree form?
It's a large shrub form, and I raised it from a pup. So.
Okay, so what I would do is I would wait till after it flowers next spring, because any kind of pruning you're doing now will take off all of next year's flowers.
All right, wait till next year.
So then after that, go ahead and prune it after it's done blooming.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. We're out of time. Thank you all for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Here's Chris with one final check of the forecast.
Again, folks, we're staying dry as we go through the next couple of days, but yes, expect the skies to be a little bit gray out there. Don't expect the rain, but with the hazy skies from the smoke, that's the reason for the color change. Otherwise, temperatures, they're comfortable. 73 today, 77 tomorrow, and 78 on Wednesday. We'll cool down closer towards the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.